Hello and welcome to Brandtix, and today we are in conversation with Mr. Mohammed Turra, the MD and CEO of Mahindra First Choice Wheels Limited. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And heartiest congratulations for the launch of the Indian Blueprint. So what are the highlights of the study?
The highlight is that the used car industry continues to grow strongly with some hiccups in between because of various reasons in terms of supply, because used car industry is always depending on the supply of the used car. So this year has been a little bit slow, the past year has been a little bit slow, but the long-term trajectory is that the growth of 15 to 16% looks very imminent for used car industry, which means that while the new car industry grows by single digit, the used car industry will continue to grow by double digit.
Sure.
And we will have almost double the size of the new car industry in, let's say, next 3 to 4 years. So that's a very good sign for the industry. But more importantly, the organization of the used car, from non-organized to the organized segment, that is also increasing rapidly. So both the factor, which is the growth of the used car, and within the used car industry, the organized versus non-organized, that ratio is changing very rapidly, which augurs very well for the industry, because that will mean that there is much better quality used car available to the consumers.
Sure, wonderful. So can you talk to us about your partnership with Volkswagen?
This is for the last 3 years, which we are partnering with them to release this report, and lots of insight comes through. So this is not just a partnership in terms of having the names together, but also because they have the used car business as Volkswagen. So that allows us to give lots of insight from what is happening in the market, which cars are coming back, and why the customer chooses a used car. And one of the key highlight, which is very surprising but not surprising, is that today as a consumer, when you go for buying a car, you don't just see the new car. You will also possibly say, okay, if I want to go for a used car, am I able to afford a better and bigger car? Right? So you start with a budget and say, okay, I want to spend 10 lakhs. And 10 lakhs, what is the kind of new car I will be able to get? But in 10 lakhs, what will be the used car I can get? So that is a very interesting space for us, because that means the used car has gained the credibility in the mind of customer to say that this is not the car which I will want to hide, I don't want to buy, or I want to buy upgrading from two-wheeler, but I look at it as used car in parallel to new car and say, okay, which is a better deal for me. So that's a big insight.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would be the financing and leasing options in that space?
That is what is changing very drastically now. In past, financing of used car was not so easy, and the penetration is only 20-25%, but for new car it's 70-75%, and that's the biggest change we are seeing. Most of the banks and NBFCs are now offering a used car product at attractive rates, but also in terms of percentage of the value. So what happens is, a new car, you can get a financing up to 100%. So if the car is 15 lakh, you will get a 15 lakh financing. In used car, it used to be 60-70%. So if the car is costing you 7 lakh, but you will get only 50-60% of the value, and remaining you will have to put from your pocket. Now that value has come to 80-90%. So that is helping for customer to buy a not only used car, but a value of higher size, because the customer is able to pay 20,000 per month. Now earlier they were able to afford only 5-6 lakh car. With that 20,000, now they can buy 7-8 lakh car. So that's a big change in financing which is happening. Leasing is allowing the new car, mostly in new car, but that will allow that the leasing company, when it has reached the 3-year age, the car has reached, they are able to put it in the used car market. So you get a very good quality cars in the used car market. That's the impact of leasing.
Wonderful. So can you share some global trends and what's driving the change?
Globally also, what is happening is the organized players are increasing. Lots of money has come in the past, but there has been ups and downs, because in euphoria of one of the segment which has been not been able to organize, and where the lots of changes have not happened from the point of view of organization of this car segment, lots of money has poured in, and invariably when lots of money comes in, some of the practice which gets established are not in best in class. So that ups and downs have happened, but in general the trend is that most of the countries, the used car is becoming a very important segment of the market, and we are seeing players, lots of startups, but lots of established players also coming into the used cars. So that's a very good signal for the used car market the world over.
And what are the projections for next couple of years?
In India, as I said, the growth will be in range of double digit 15 to 16. That's what we expect. Globally, it will be high single digit, 9 to 10%.
Okay.
But the important part is that this growth is almost double of the new car growth, which means that the used car penetration or the used car ratio to the new car ratio will keep on increasing.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Wonderful chatting with you.
Thank
And wish you a great road.
Thank